It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
What it do? What it do? No, welcome to a rare morning show. Love getting up in the morning and being able to talk some WNBA. Got my man LJ with me, and we gonna start with this NBA though. Me and LJ were talking off camera about the bad beat heard around the world with that under in the Spurs and Thunder game, and damn man, I'm still I'm getting better, but I'm still not over it. But
yeah,
what did you think about Game 7, man? What were your thoughts on it? I know you didn't really have a lot of action on. Did you have any action on that game?
yeah. I had the OKC. I was going for the experience, the home court advantage, but I should have took into consideration that Shea didn't have his second man to back him up. You know what I'm saying? To bring some offensive to that game, because Jalen Williams is important. He's an All NBA player, and the fact that he didn't have him, Shea just lost his legs. He got tired, and it was just something he couldn't overcome. Versus a great defensive team as the San Antonio Spurs, and you got the defensive player of the year on your team too. So it was just too much for him to overcome. I'm not mad that the Spurs won. I'm not mad that I lost the bet. I'm actually rooting for the Spurs, and now that we finna get into the finals, I'm rooting for them to win this because I just see a lot of grit. I see a lot of passion, and I see a lot of belief in our team to where we can go win this because we beat the defending champions. So now let's just finish it off and go take care of what we need to take care of, because not only is this going to be a great matchup, in my opinion, I love the revenge factor that these two teams were in the NBA Cup championship. So all that factors into, get into the finals. Hey, well, all that said, glad to be back with you, my friend. Always talking NBA with you. And I had a rare off day today. So I was like, hey, Dom, let's go on and get this out the way, man. Let's go and talk this NBA finals. Get the people some insight, give them some trends, some stats, some things that they can consider, being involved in the series and the games. And let's talk about it.
Well, let's talk the series. In the regular season, these two teams played twice, split both of those. And then there was the NBA Cup championship that the Knicks won. So, during the regular season, 1-1, and then the NBA Cup championship, obviously for the Knicks. The Knicks, as much as I hate them, they've been playing well. My hate is just, just basically Pacer related, but the way these guys are playing, man, it's hard to fade them. They've won 11 games in a row coming into this series, and I think there was a trend out there with teams that go on streaks like that during the playoffs wind up winning it all.
Yeah.
But it's just something about this San Antonio team, man. I was with you. I took the Thunder, and I can't stand the Thunder either.
Yeah.
But all the trends pointed to a Game 7 win at home, but the way the Spurs did it, man, it wasn't like they stole that game from the Thunder. They went in there and was on their neck from.
Yeah. Sure.
And I don't see everybody's talking about this rest that the Knicks have had. Personally, I think they've been off too long. I think they've been off too long. They're not exactly a young team like the Spurs are. And everybody's talking about this rest advantage, but I'm like, the Spurs give 3 days off. That's more than enough for these boys. They get to go home, chill a couple days, and now you wake up, you playing game 1 at home.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's something about the same feeling that I had about the Pacers last year. Obviously, that's my team. The run that they went on, it came out of nowhere. I think people were expecting something out of San Antonio, but not this. I think they're way ahead of schedule, and I like them in the series, man.
Yeah, Yeah, I completely agree with you, my friends. Breaking down the numbers, going through all the matchup possibilities, man. Wemby, I just think he's the ultimate neutralizer in the series. Now, if the Knicks can neutralize him, make him get off his game, get him in foul trouble, you know, get him out the factors of being in front of the rim, open up those lanes, the Knicks may have a chance in this series. But three things I broke down, Doms, that's going to factor into this series from my perspective. First of all, the Knicks haven't had really too much resistance in their three series that they played. Played the Hawks. The Hawks don't have a rim threat. So the only way they were able to score is on their perimeter. And, the Knicks have great defensive perimeter players that, can neutralize that and keep you off the rim, keep you limited to your shots because the Hawks couldn't get offensive rebounds. That was their issue, creating other opportunities. One possession you miss, you done. The Knicks got the rebound. They going down, taking care of their business. You get what I'm saying? So in that series, I think they had the major advantage. 76ers, they were hurt. Embiid in and out the lineup. There's no consistency. You get what I'm saying? So factor into that. I think the Knicks had the major advantage as well. Going into the Cavs, they could not beat them from the three-point line because that's what the Knicks' kryptonite was during the regular season. If you beat them from the three-point line, because they gave up, I think, the highest percentage for the three-point line as a team, if I'm not mistaken. You can look that up. You can fact check me, but if I'm not mistaken, throughout the season, they were the lowest giving up that three. And the Cavs couldn't shoot enough percentage to get over the hump to be competitive in that series. So all that factors in. The Spurs are totally opposite of all the teams that they played so far in these playoffs. They're a great defensive team. They can shoot the three, and they got the defensive player of the year on their team. So they can guard the rim, basically is what I'm saying. Defend the rim, and just play great perimeter defense. So all that said, if the Spurs can stop the Knicks in transition, because that's where the Knicks depend on most of their offense, in my opinion, is their fast break points. They're averaging 18 fast break points in this 11-game, winning streak that they're going on in these playoffs because they don't let the other team set their defense. They get the rebound and they go, and they're trying to score before the team can set their defense. I think the Spurs can neutralize that because they could get back. You get what I'm saying? And defend and stop you in that transition and make you play in that half court. And if you make the Knicks play in the half court, they have to prove that they can score on that defensive team. And so I believe that's how it's going to go down, which I'm correlating to an under. First game, I haven't bet it, but all my stats are saying bet the under in the first game because I think both teams going to have to feel each other out because, rebounding, I think the Spurs have the advantage. They averaged 47 rebounds the last two series, averaging 13 and a half offensive rebounds. So getting extra possessions because they out-rebounded OKC. If you saw that last game, they was getting extra possessions, kicking it out, hitting the three. Like you said, they was on their neck from the opening jump because they knew how to beat this team. So the fact that this is a revenge factor as well because these two teams played in the NBA Cup. Granted, it's not a 7-game series. It was a one-all, winner take all. I get it. But I think the Spurs are much different than how they were at that time, at that NBA Cup. And I believe that they can limit their turnovers. Because if you look at the last series, the first 3 games, the Spurs gave up 23, 27, and 20 points off turnovers. And they were down 2-1 in that series. The next 4 games, 25, 22, 15, and 9 was OKC giving up points off turnovers. So they created turnovers on OKC and created off of those turnovers. And I believe that's how they're going to beat the Knicks. Get turnovers, create on those opportunities, and limit them in their transition and make them play in the half court. So that's how I break down the series, Dimes. But hey, all that said, I believe the Spurs are battle tested. I believe they play more competitive competition than the Knicks have played. And I'm with you. I think the Knicks have been off too long. You get what I'm saying? So I believe they're going to be rusty in the first game. So I'm going to play it game by game, but I'm going to make official for the show. I'm going to take the Spurs to win game one, and I'm going to take them to win the series. You got the price on your end, so that's going to be official. But I'm going to take it series by series as well because anything could change once we start seeing the games and seeing how these two teams match up. So that's how I break it down for you, man. Spurs, first game to win, and I'm picking them to win the championship, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably tell you on that. I like that bet. The resistance, like you mentioned, that was one of my. I think I was asked Chris about that. So I asked somebody about that, about the lack of resistance that the Knicks have had. Like they've literally just had their way.
Yeah,
in these playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, if they didn't play with their food, they could be undefeated in the playoffs so far. They played around with Atlanta a little bit too much.
they did.
But we'll see, man. I like that bet. I like San Antonio to win it all. I just think, like you said, Wemby's the neutralizer, bro.
He is. And, if he's going to have a dominant series, he's going to be the one that's going to bring it home for him, bro. And I believe he can, to be honest with you, because, like I mentioned, this team keeps it on the blade because Wemby knew he wanted to beat Chet. It was personal. Now they're playing the same team that beat them in that cup. Granted, I don't know how y'all take the cup into consideration, the little regular season tournament, may not take it into consideration like that. But I just believe the Spurs have players that mean something. They fight, and I know y'all saw it on Twitter that Dylan Harper over the mic, he said, we can get our give back now while they was holding that championship. I don't know if you saw it on Twitter, but somebody had a hot mic. Yeah, and they picked it up. He was talking, and it picked up. He said, we can get our give back now. So I'm expecting them to play hard in this series, man. So, yeah, but if you want to really break it down, this is how you can really break it down, because I mentioned it on the last show. The Spurs coming out of halftime, third quarter, man. I think whoever wins the third quarter in this series is going to win the championship. Because when you come out of halftime, it's a different strategy. You get what I'm saying? You can adjust. You can see what the other team is doing and do things differently on your offensive side and defensive side of the ball. And I think the Spurs are deeper, too, in my opinion. I think they're deeper than the Knicks because Knicks rely on really much McBride and Shaman for the most part. Mitchell Robinson is dealing with a finger, but he should be able to rebound, do screens. He can come and take fouls. He should play, in my opinion, but he's not going to be really effective on the offensive side. So they really depend on McBride and Shaman to get them points off that bench. I think the Spurs have way more. Harper, you got players that could come in. Even the little light-skinned dude could come in and get you some minutes. I don't know his name, but
the one that was crying.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Keldon Johnson could come in there and get you some good minutes, So I think the Spurs got a deeper team as well, and I think that's what's going to ultimately prevail them. But Spurs first quarter at home, I believe is a good bet to start off the series. You get what I'm saying? Because I think the Knicks have been off too long. And third quarter, whoever wins that third quarter live, if you're watching the game, I'm pretty sure that's the team that's going to win the game, man. Because the Spurs, what are they, 16? What did he say, 17-1-1 now?
That's what
know what I'm saying?
Yep.
In the third quarter. The Knicks are, I think I got 11-1-2. Knicks third quarter. So they come out of halftime as well, too. But I think this is a different team, and I think Spurs are more defensive, and I just think they're going to lock down and do what they got to do because they beat the defending champions. And I think me as a player, what I'm saying, if I beat the defending champion and I got one more series to go, I believe we're going to try to go take it, man. So Spurs, man, is what I'm looking at.
This first quarter is probably going to be a bet for me. Even in the OKC series, even the games on the road, they were tied after the first quarter in two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Every first quarter at home, they won by substantial margin. Yeah.
I got 8-3-2. That's my number.
And we'll talk about game one. We'll try and hit that tomorrow. We'll hit game one tomorrow, really break it down for y'all, if we got some props. But
Yeah.
We kind of giving y'all a little bit of what we thinking already. So, yeah, let's get to this W, man. It's 4 games. Commissioner Cup is going on. Sky Mystics is the first one. Mystics getting 1.5 at home total, sitting at 160.5. This is a game, man. The Mystics haven't won a home game yet, and so I'm leaning Mystics in this one. I think at some point, you ain't want to. I mean, granted, it's only 2 games, but you want to get that monkey off your back. So this is something I haven't bet, but I like the Mystics in this one. You got anything on this one, bro?
The Mystics? No, I agree with you for as like they should have it on the blade because, like I say, I just feel pride is gonna kick in and you're gonna stop getting your head beat in, saying in certain situations. So yeah, I would lean the Mystics, but I don't have anything official in this game. I had a couple of plays in some more games, because like I say, I'm really just now getting into the WNBA, really not got into it fully yet. I'm just picking and choosing, trying to, take care, write down data, seeing things that's happening. But I understand your situation, what you say, the Mystics haven't won a home game yet. So yeah. I believe they're gonna try to come out here and, change that narrative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, Natasha Cloud is also a good look for a prop in this game. Let me make sure it is still the same. It's her PRA. I know before it was 19.5.
Yeah.
Let me make sure. Because she's been cooking, to be honest with you. And this is also her former team. She spent probably like the first 10 years, a good portion of her career with Washington. So you always want to play well.
Yeah.
You come home. Yeah, her PRA is still sitting at 19.5. It's not super juice, but it's 130 on FanDuel. And I mean, she's been smoking this line. She's been starting, playing well. Obviously Rakia is out for the year, so somebody's got to pick up, some of that slack. So if I was looking at a prop, it'll probably be Cloud over her 19.5 PRA.
Okay.
Next game, Sun at Dream. So Dream are laying 14 at home total, sitting at 160.5. The Sun did get Layla Lacan back from her overseas commitment. I think she's got a game under her belt already. So she's back, which makes, honestly, the Sun are bad. I mean, they're a bad team anyway, but without her, they're comically bad. So now that they've gotten her back and she's gotten the game under her belt, man, I know it's growth, but man, 14 is a lot. You know what I mean? I know the Dream are a very good team, but it is a lot of points. How you thought this one, bro?
Yeah, man, it is a lot of points, but I like the Dream. I've been tracking them, and I would try to find a way to take them early, man. First quarter, first half, because, once they get up by a substantial lead, who's to say they're going to try to keep a 14-point lead and win the game? You see what I'm saying? And, females, women, they tend to lose, focus once they know that, the game is, in hand, in my opinion, and they start putting other players in. Now, if those other players come off the bench and just want to score and get some minutes, that's on them, But as far as this, I just think the number's too big to take it for a game, bro. So, I would take the Dream probably early. You get what I'm saying? I don't know what the number is first quarter, but my fault. Yeah, I would just take them early. Okay. What's the first quarter number?
Let me see.
Yeah. Because I probably just, at the end of the day, I'll probably just shoot something at that.
It's 4.5 on FanDuel.
4.5. Okay, let me write that down. I'm going to make note of that. But, Asia rebounds, that's all. I mean, not Asia, Angel rebounds. Yeah. Always good look. She may hit it, she may not. But, the averages of her having a good night, I think is good. So you always look at that.
Okay. All right, next one. This is a later game. So these first two games, I think, are like 7:30 p.m. games. These next couple are the 10 o'clock games. Aces and Sparks. Sparks getting 7.5 at home. Total sitting at 174.5. Of course, Plum is out for LA. I got a couple plays in this game. I'm gonna give one of them out as my best bet, but the other one play that I did make is the Aces first quarter -2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've been excellent in the first quarter this year. They let off the gas in that Valkyries game because they were blowing Golden State out, and then Golden State started. I mean, I had the under in that last game of 168.5, and it was when the fourth quarter came. My cash out was basically what I would have gotten paid if the bet would have won. So I just rolled with it. And Golden State probably hit like 4 or 5 threes in a row the last like 2 minutes of the game. And sent the total to 171 and sent it over. Pissed me off.
Wow.
But yeah, it was for no reason, and they still lost. So
you say no reason they still lost.
there's no reason. Like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
So the Aces, man, they start games very well, and yeah, I took them -2 in the first quarter. Like I said, I've got another play. I'm gonna save it for my top play, but yeah, Aces first quarter for me. You got anything on this one, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna lay the number because the Aces play good on the road. They play much better on the road than they do at home, in my opinion, as far as what I'm tracking. And this, they've already beat this team 105-78. You get what I'm saying? That was with Kelsey Plum, right? Didn't she play that game?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I will lay the number, man. Aces. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, on the road. Because champions, I love champions when they play on the road, man. That's when you show you're a true champion, when you play in a hostile environment. And I'm loving Kennedy Clark right now, man. Like Kennedy, like she's been hooping, bro. So she didn't get her points the last game, but eventually she gonna get back on it. So I will definitely keep trusting, Kennedy to get her points off the bench. And I'm always gonna look at the Aces on the road for sure. So yeah, Aces, lay the number.
I'm with you on that because this is also the Aces got revenge factor, the revenge factor, because the Sparks just beat them the last time out 101-95,
Yeah.
and that's when Plum dropped 38 on them. And she's not there.
That's my point. Yeah.
I might get on with you with that, and it being the Commissioner's Cup. I think the Aces are gonna come in here and take this serious. I'll tell you for sure that Becky Hammond probably got in their ass for finishing that game the way that they did against Golden State. It was inexcusable. The game was never in question, but it just, like you said, it literally looked like they stopped playing basketball once they were up big.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I see it most of the time when I'm watching WNBA. The good teams, if they got a substantial lead, they'll just be okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to win by no number, but some teams, like you say, this is a revenge factor. You know what I'm saying? These teams got history. 1-1 already. Aces and 1-1. Sparks then came back and beat them. So now this is the third match right here. So Aces on the road, yeah.
All right, bro. We on the last one. Fire at Valkyries. Valkyries are laying 9 at home. Total sitting at 160.5. I know the injury report for them. I know Veronica Burton is on it, which is a big deal. She's Golden State's probably best player. If I had to pick a best player for them. So this total, I feel like it was higher than this. I can't bring up my screen to see what it opened at, but man, I'm kind of leaning towards under in this game, especially if Burton don't play. I mean, you missing scoring. Valkyries are known for, their defensive play at home.
Yeah.
The Fire, aren't exactly an explosive offensive team. So I feel like this opened at 164. It's down to 160, which I don't like. But man, even still, I could see this being a really defensive game. You got anything on this one, bro?
Nah, I really don't really track these two teams, to be honest with you. You know, like I said, I'm just trying to find different things that I can, pick and choose to invest in. So these are two teams that I really don't look at for the most part. I'm like, these are teams that if they're playing good teams, I usually try to fade. You get what I'm saying? So these are two sorry teams, in my opinion, that really ain't got no interest. So nah, I have nothing in this game.
And I will say the Valkyries, man, even the Fire are 6-4 this year. Nobody expected them to be as good as they are. And I mean, and the Valkyries made the playoffs last year. They surprised a lot of people as an expansion team, and they've started off pretty good this year. But if you got Burton on the men, I would almost lean under in this one. Let's get to our top play. What you got, bro?
For as game one or anything?
Anything.
Well, hey, I just want to, I want to say that the Spurs win game one and they win the series. That'll be my top play. What number is that right now so I can write it down?
Minus
Let
one.
me know. Minus 115. All right.
Yep.
Let's get it. Yeah, minus 115. That's going to be my official play, man. Top play to start off the series because I just believe, the Spurs are the better team. I believe they have the best player on the floor, in my opinion. Even if we match up Brunson, you know what I'm saying? You got Karl-Anthony Towns, But if the Knicks are going to win this series, Karl-Anthony Towns is going to have to be a major factor, in my opinion, because this is why you traded for him, to get you over the hump, and he has this matchup. So he brings Wemby out the paint, make him play on that perimeter, open up that rim, open up those lanes in the paint. Knicks can take advantage, in my opinion, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, top play. Spurs first quarter. Spurs to win the series, minus 115.
Let's get it. Mine for today, Aces. First quarter team total over. I've been on this pretty much all year.
Yeah.
They average like 26 points in the first quarter this season. They played the Sparks. So the last time, let me make doubly sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like the last time these two teams played, the Aces hung 30 points on them in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? And this is the Aces starting games quickly has been a thing through these first 8 games. I've played this. Them and the Liberty team total over, I feel like first quarter are just smash spots. So I'm not going to veer away from that. So Aces team total over 22.5. You can get it minus 125 on at 365. That's my play of the day. Yeah, I think the Aces run it up today. So we like the spread. I like the first quarter spread and the team total over. So I'm glad we are aligned on that. So you got anything else, bro?
Man, that's it, my friend. Just hey, everybody follow me at LJ Sports Media on X. And let's see if we can make some money in this NBA Finals, man. NBA's winding down. So, hey, it's going to be a lot of downtime. I think it's going to be a different NBA next season, in my opinion, once all the dust settles, because Giannis is going to be the first domino to fall. So, if he gets traded, but OKC, the way they lost, we think they're going to make some moves because they got the ultimate trump card. They got both jokers. They got the ace. Like, they got so many moves that they can do, man. So are you gonna pay Chet? You gonna pay Jalen Williams? Like those two players are gonna, really determine if they are gonna be back next year because they may be a different team and they may get Giannis because who's gonna defend Wemby in that paint, man? For the West,
Here's the thing about that is that the Thunder paid them after they won the championship. Holmgren got a big extension already, and Jalen Williams got a big extension already. And Jalen Williams missed a good portion of the regular season and the playoffs because he was hurt, and Chet obviously didn't show up against Wemby. So
Yeah.
the league is seeing that. Do you really want to trade for these players? And they done got these supermax contracts.
Like for real. And like I said, at the end of the day, OKC, you can't have all those draft picks because you only have so many roster spots.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to give them up. And I'm pretty sure teams are going to be trying to throw everything at you to get those. So they could just sit back and be like, hey, what you got? They don't, because they don't have to make a move. But like you say, you're always trying to get better. And I know Shea, as a competitor, as an MVP in this league, he's going to want to get better. So he want to have some people on his team that's not scared of the moment, that's going to show up when the time needs to show up. So, hey, if you need to go get somebody else to do that, that organization going to do that.
Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting offseason, but I'll call it now. I think Giannis gets traded before the draft.
Okay.
I think he gets traded before the draft. I think that, I mean, it was obvious last year that he wasn't interested, and the front office came out and said either he signs an extension or we trade. And he ain't signing no extension. So
Don't look like it.
It's going to be an interesting finals, man. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to try and get back on here with y'all tomorrow, talk about game one, break that down, see if we can find some money there. But until then, we out. Y'all have a great day.
Let's get it.
If you broke, try to have a nice day. If you're fat, try to have a nice day. If you're skinny, try to have a nice day. If you got a big head, try to have a nice day. If your mama's ugly, try to have a nice day. If your daddy whoop your ass, try to have a nice day. If a dog bites you in the ass, bite him back and try to have a nice day. Try to have a nice day. See, that's my theme. Try to have a nice day. I'm about to leave right now. I'm going to try to have me a nice day. All right. Try to have a nice day.